Going live, coming to investigate and looking at my place today on December 24th, 2021, as somebody's attempting to steal my very property that this string, it belongs to me. It's my property. These stairs belong to me. Everything up there belongs to me. The plastic belongs to me. This piece of wood belongs to me. This that I was using belongs to me. All of everything in here. The floor belongs to me. The door belongs to me. The electrical belongs to me. This is all my property. So we are going to make this clear, as people believe that just this is my property, but not all of this. So when I purchased the home, trailer home, I bought it. I'm the owner. Then somebody came along and made people believe that it belongs to him. And he's the new owner that people are having problems with. He's the new owner of the space rental company called Triple K Trailer Park. So trailer park also can include sheds as well as trailers and sheds that people can do mechanical work, as I was in the middle of repairing my automobile, $1,900 worth of work and parts and everything. I purchased this. This is mine, a charger. Batteries are not inexpensive, especially Duracells and such. So every part here, this would be like a $500 part. These alone are like $300. Fuel injectors, mass airflow sensor, a cam. A cam is not inexpensive. Heads with the exhaust system, where the mass airflow attaches to, and more. So anyway, and of course, coil packs are not inexpensive. These containers were all for separating screws, nuts, bolts, in thousands, tens of thousands of organized screws, nuts, bolts, and tools that are easily found. They're easy work, but they made this work into their theft. So everything that was mine, now they believe, belongs to this little Roy Jr., who is demanding unreasonable issues. Used a lawyer illegally. He coerced the lawyer through his little devious plan that he's going to take over my property by denying my checks for paying the space rent here. So then he had convinced others he did things proper and legal, when in fact the proof I do have right here, that I'll be removing and getting out of here, will show that he is a criminal. And this is all mine. This is silver. They left it out out here. These types of carpets here are like $800, and so, right, everything getting ruined. I built this wall here, built the wall, now he's ruining the wall. The door frame, now it's all messed up. Yeah, they're gonna ruin my awning. The awning is mine. Okay, it's not fixed property. Anything not fixed property belongs to me. So let's say the tree here is fixed property versus the fence I put up. And now they were complaining about a mess or something when it was clean, and I can prove it. Now look at it. Look how bad it was. Now I had a barbecue here, I had a table, I had wicker furniture. This was going to be for, and these are not cheap. This was a friend of my mom. And anyway, so all this was supposed to be for the top to extend out because of the rain. So this was going to be built professionally. Right there, it's just temporary. But I couldn't get to it because I was forced out illegally, only for them to show now the negligence, actually intent to cause harm, and there's punitive financial damages as well as physical as soon as I can get to a doctor, because they had forced my mom to remove a vehicle through a threat that belonged to me regarding that engine in there, nice truck. And then now just all this. And then they're going through and they throw away whatever they want of mine. So if I purchased it, it doesn't matter. Now these electronics, if somebody were to go inside the home and take it when nobody's home, and a report to the police said somebody had stolen a stereo unit or surround sound from my home, and I do have the serial numbers, and then somebody went to a pawn shop to try to sell that electronic with all these. Yeah, these are pretty expensive items. Throw out, throw away. This is a sheet from a farm, actually, literally from a farm off the sheet. Now I don't see it here anymore, but no, they took it all. So anyway, look at this. Just look at this. Just look at it. I had collectibles. I had artifacts. The security camera they pushed down because they didn't want people looking into a security camera while they're breaking the law. So they broke the law, and they were complaining about weeds or something here. I'll show that. Just weeds alone. Now I had completely cleaned this place up. Right? Clean, keep it nice and clean. I pick up, not even cigarette butts would be down here. You don't see much of cigarette butts. The reason why is because I wouldn't have them. They stole the marble that I had for the planters. And my pictures are going to show I had all kinds of items, and they just treat my such like anything they want to. I built the fence. I put the fence here. This it doesn't belong here, and it's a solid piece of wood now getting ruined. That was for the little kitty. Little door there. He had his own home. He had his friends out here. Now the cat's like half dead. After I tell you all the things we went through since I've been gone and away from here. Yeah, it's going to be a horror story, but for lawyers and doctors, they're going to for criminals that committed these crimes, they're not going to like this. So this I put on here. This I'm going to put all this. I was doing a remodel. I had a ton of door locks. We had to buy new ones because somebody had moved out, and we put new locks in. This was here when I bought it. This was here when I bought it. The flooring is the same, but they ruined my shelving in there. They ruined everything. They broke things up. They tore things up. They started just doing whatever they wanted. Well, I had custom work there. It was nice. I don't know what they've been doing, but it looks bad. Really bad. And where's the lock? Oh, here we go. Let's go in here like this. Look at that. Here. Which I don't want that because our neighbor next door with me right now. Bill of sale and everything right now. I'm not going to sit here and talk live and lie about all this. This is all mine. Everything's mine. Let's just go through what's mine. They're trying to make people believe that I have to remove my stuff out of here that this guy can steal all my property and my work that I've done, and he comes in and uses my supplies. See all these paints and everything now getting ruined, everything getting ruined. The putties, everything I had to buy, these things are not free. Fan lights are not free. This stuff is not free. Okay, everything's not free. Actually, it's all very expensive. It might look like a little trailer, but it was going to be made into a mini mansion. Okay, so this aluminum here, recyclable. They've left me without money. Somebody cut into my metal here. Why did somebody cut my metal? Probably, well, they'll do anything. They're criminals, so that's what criminals do. Oh, look, Christmas cards. Hey, what is today? What did I just say it was? It is Christmas Eve. So all the stuff I bought, I purchased. Now, I wasted money on, they're saying, which was quite a bit of money here. When we're talking money, we're talking in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're not talking a few bucks. Everything, oh, it still works. What do you know? Oh, boy. Look how they treat this stuff. Look, if I had $60 pair of pants or whatever, it wouldn't matter. Look at this place. Just look at it. Okay. I'm running this live, so I have some endless video. They're saying I can't come on my own property to film this. That's why, because they don't want anybody to see what it looks like. These are all electronics. I had to buy, spent money, lots of money. Like I said, items like this now ruined. This is silver, but we can have this all repaired by some antique specialist, somebody that knows how to do that. He just been breaking everything. So you'll see all antique stuff. Like this here alone would be costing quite a bit of money. Hold on. See, look. See if you saw that antique show, road antique show. And the guy saw this. Here, if I can do this. I don't have a camera person with me, so it's just me. So, wow, how much do you want for this, you know? Wow, you know, old antique dashboard for a what truck? 19-watt pickup truck. Somebody want to take a guess at it? Okay. So, anyway, very expensive stuff. Okay, these lights alone, very expensive lights. Again, for a 19-watt pickup truck. It's a Ford. It's a classic. And it costs a lot of money. These vehicle items here. And then, did I find a computer? My computer repair. So here's the Toshiba, part of one. What's this one? Part of a Dell. Oh my gosh, my computer. Oh, there's a computer. And then here, we've got a cooking stove. See, all this stuff costs money. A pump for the vehicle alone. Couple $100. This about 500. These a few hundred, believe it or not. And all these computer chips and such now ruined. Computer repair. My hands are really dirty. And here's computers now ruined. More of them. And I've been through numerous computers. Now they tore through all my valuables without thinking. Now the computers and everything for my computer repairs, I've had to purchase other computers since I've been out. Unfortunately, spending way more money. My computers were stolen with evidence after a motel fire, which will be a lawsuit. But had I not been removed from my very own home during COVID moratorium, and I found out A lot of information. We'll get into that. But since I've been gone, all my stuff is gone. Everything's gone. All my tools, everything's gone. This is mine. Who is that? Is that troublemaker? The one that's stealing my stuff because he stalks. He's a stalker. That's how he ended up getting on. To stalk and make sure his little plan went through, but it backfired because he didn't know I owned the title and the bill of sale and more. But it has custom, had custom. They did some stuff to my place they should have never done. They're just changing out and doing whatever they want, ruining all my property. This is mine. This is for repairs. This is just bare wood. This was out of the inside to go around the windows, which were the originals. Had I wanted the originals changed, I would have changed them myself. Very expensive pillows. Ruined my... Where's my dryer? Somebody stole my dryer. Dryer's gone. See, it's pick and choose what somebody wants. All my clothes ruined, electric blankets for summer, towels, everything ruined. Oh, you don't even know them. Towels are expensive. I guess not. So anyway, and I built this little fence. Hold on. The wind just blew it over. I'm injured and out running around Vegas, wondering how much more money I'll be spending after I've spent so much money getting injured out there. You would not believe the testimonies that are going to come out of us, but it's been a nightmare. You would think going and visiting Vegas and staying at a hotel somewhere to get away from here would be enjoyable. The fact is it's not. So this is like the fence I was working on in the front. These are treated boards, so the boards can go down below. Now the yard now looks bad, but before it was being cleaned up, and then all the pavers, as you will see next to the patio. I purchased all these. I bought them. I can prove it. I bought them from where the fire was over at the other trailer. Now these engines are not any cheap. Okay, now look at my yard. Now look at the growth. Now they were complaining about a weed or what have you because there was stuff here and there was a piece of wood and a dryer over here that was covered. Only because this guy started complaining, I guess. He said there might be rats because they tore down a trailer over here where this guy lives, built that crappy looking thing. But anyway, yeah, look at that. He's very unprofessionally built compared to my stuff. Okay, now these people have just been doing whatever they want, ruining my property, and then stealing whatever they want. Now, who does this? Who permits such a thing? These shops are from these are very expensive shops. These are not, and look at all that. Look at everything. Look, I've been gone for, since February, when they began this process. Then I was bouncing around trying to get my evidence together. This was brand new. Used to be brand new. Now it's broken. This is, oh my gosh, a ruined sewing machine, a singer with all attachments, spools, and everything. Well, they've just been digging into my property and doing whatever they want, tearing into my stuff and making it look like what they were complaining about. No, this looks worse than what they would complain about. Now mine only had like nothing. They were saying outside furniture, and I was moving furniture and stuff from one shed to another. I was trying to organize everything. Look at all my electric cords, and this goes to show what that goes to because I have it with me. I had it with me for 8 months. And I was wondering where the case was. Ta-da! It's now getting ruined. With like tens of thousands of dollars worth of your property. Surprised these aren't stolen. Well, they're rusted. Why would they want to steal rusted chains? Now that was supposed to be for shading. Everything is ruined. So I would be shifting things around. Normally, if it began to rain, I would put this inside this shed. So I've moved it in and out of the shed numerous times. I'll show a video where I repaired this air conditioning, did like a $3,700 job on it. Had to do the repairs myself. Now look at that. Look at this. Just look at this. That's supposed to be a water filtration, filtered, clean water storage tank. So I have filters, special filters for clean water. Now look at this. Look at my side. That's my, oh my gosh, look at that. That's the old window. They cut into the wall here. They did all kinds of stuff. Look at that. They cut the wall. Oh my Lord, it's been a lot of this. All these overgrown roots. Fire hazard. There's a fire hazard. I should call code enforcement on them right now, huh? Look at this. So I was going to, of course, a lot of work. One guy injured, and you'll see other car parts. Oh, these are all ruined now. So I do auto repair as well. That's why I can make a lot of money doing different things, but no, I can't do it now because I'm injured, and then now I'm really emotionally traumatized by all this ongoing mess that I'm dealing with. So I'm getting the traumatizing effect down. And look, I think my stuff is just, oh my gosh. That's where that drawer, see the drawer somebody took out to cut. He's using all my stuff for his own flipping ideas on my property. I was already working on my property. See, I know where these doors go because I was storing them. Now normally they would throw them out here, right? Okay. I'm surprised I even have these in here. You know, all this stuff matters. Oh, a lock. What good is a lock? That's what I said. I got a security camera. I got friggin' locks on my doors. And I said, what good are locks on the doors if police illegally enter your home because an illegal order was issued out to remove you from your very own home based upon coercion and complete utter lies and deception, you know. So look at this. This is for my motorcycle when I used to ride motorcycles. I can't even dirt bike ride motorcycle or quad or anything. But I was at least doing repairs, a lot of repairs, automobile. Now my automobile is gone. I haven't been able to get around. I've been living a nightmare, an automobile nightmare. Okay, now here's what they want me on, like oxygen and nebulizer, all that. Look at all the money. They think everything people buy is free. This is my shed. This is mine. My pillows. My shelving. Mine. I know I didn't have $1 million to sink into here, but I sure could fill it in with $1 million worth of stuff and make millions and millions on repairs. And, you know, I had to pay for all this stuff. This stuff is not free. And I don't know where the receipts are for everything because they went through my property and stole my receipts. That's what I'm complaining about. How they're just criminals, and Merry Christmas. So these sump pumps. These are very expensive. They don't even know what they are or how much they cost. That's what I'm saying. For all this stuff, I can't even look in there, but so organizing little bits and pieces of everything would take a very long time. So I was doing like millions of little bits and pieces of organizing hoses, tubes, ties, fuses, clamps. I'd have electronics, a capacitor. I don't even know what a capacitor is. But anyway, so I put all this stuff together for air conditioning repair, car repair, any repairs that's needed to do all the repairs, and all this stuff costs a lot of money, right? Sure does. Everything costs money. These are Samsung batteries. I'll probably need one of those right now, being out and about the way I am and not having extra additional money. This is a water filter system. And it's got cartridges in it like your home system. Now I got another one they took. It costs a lot of money. I don't see it. It's gone. All the stuff in the home is gone. All this stuff was for repairs for here. I had a plan for everything. You know what I mean? I had a plan for it all. Oh, here's a water filter, one of them, but it's not the one that was in the home. This is one that was going to hook to that outdoor tank. And we got hoses and tubes and have clean water. Here's air. I have everything for camping, but I can't go camping anymore. Everything. I've had to buy new items since I've been out unnecessarily, but this was all for some repairs for televisions or on these electronics here, magnets and such. Where are they? Oh, here we've got all the magnets. So magnets, I was going to make a little magnetic engine in one. Oh, Christmas lights, how cute. So everything would be organized. All my stuff organized. Oh, I took my testers. Not for your benefit, this is for my benefit. These here are transformers. Transformers are not cheap. So when you're doing a repair air conditioning heating system or other, these transformers test to the voltage, hertz, and amps of the item you'll be repairing, and these are very expensive. This is a 5,000 volt here. That thing could kill you. 120 to 5,000 volts. That thing, you gotta be very careful. And all the other electronics for computers and so on, as I do more than auto repair, computers, electrical, tile, anything to do with repair of my home, of course. I don't know where the face is to my custom stereo here. I think it's an Alpine, something I don't recall because everything's stolen. I was in shock when I saw this. My heart sank. I could not take it. I could not even come around here. I couldn't even look at this for a while. And then I'm staying at bad places here in Vegas, really bad places. And then one place, the guy lit the motel room on fire. So I'm going to have a fire lawsuit on that. Now this is really expensive. This is all aluminum. Take a look at what's getting ruined out here. That's for an old pickup truck, so it's very expensive. It's more expensive than normal. Now just this little plastic alone is expensive. They had those on the motel wall window on the guy who lit the place on fire. So the plastic melted. Had it been glass, it wouldn't have melted. So the flames started rising even higher. So look at this. So the guy was complaining, this guy, I guess, who's new management. So the management came and took pictures from over here. Now the pictures they show me are in like black and white, but they're nothing compared to like now how bad it looks. Because it was only some stuff right here in the corner, which was this thing here, and then the car parts stuff. I gave things away for free that were expensive, but I gave more. And this was right over there. Now it's a big... I had a tree here. The tree's gone. I don't know what these cut hoses are, where they come from. So this guy who believes he can steal my home, crazy as can be, cannot, he's trying to steal all my property that I purchased. This is mine. That shed is mine. Everything in it is mine. This shed is mine. Now I'm supposed to be making repairs. Repair up here, and then I was going to sand it. I'm supposed to sand it and repaint it. So I spent all this money on paint, preparation, and so on, and these people just come along and destroy everything. This is for that cooler from the side wing over there. They just took it threw on the ground and just let it get ruined. And they complained, oh, there was a couple weeds or some outdoor furniture. Now you could not see any outdoor furniture if it was in here, but I did not have any. But I had shelves up here. I had a desk here. I had antique stuff. My pictures will show collectibles, antiques, and others. Last I saw this place. Now, illegally, they moved in all my stuff. They can treat however they want to, as long as it's not theirs. Now, look at this place. This is for recording, for the lawyer. Look at this. Oh, my gosh. You will be amazed at what they were complaining about here. A weed or what have you. So if there was a weed problem and they had to fix the weeds themselves, they would have to fine me. Say I'm away and they said there's weed problems and I didn't know. But I'm all paid on the direct deposit. And suddenly they said, well, we're going to quit taking or accepting your direct deposit. Oh, look, I could use this to work out a little weights. I've been deteriorating, falling apart. I need to get to physical therapy because I'm injured. Another thing they failed to recognize here. So weights is just the way I had it before. So I had a little cat, and he had his little cat friends, and they were happy here. The cat's miserable. He's almost dying. He was in that car fire. They did EMT here. You do EMT, you do seal tight. If you're going to do EMT, you have to make sure that everything is covered and no water will come down. So they got EMT on a sealed, a weather box. So somebody had been doing whatever and changed out. The previous person had put the EMT. As long as it's under the awning, it's fine. But the awning only came to here, as you see. So then I brought this here. Now all the window covering such is gone. So when water comes in here, you can see now they're ruining my place because they did all this and there's leaks everywhere. Okay, so it's going to get ruined. They're ruining my flooring inside as well. Now you'll see like items are new, not old. Now it might look old and raggedy now, only because I haven't been able to use it on any of the walls or clean up anything. I mean, look at it. So I'm like a clean, neat freak and like to be organized. And I build things like this fence here, and then we got to finish. But I don't know where these doors came from or what purpose they are doing. But here's my door lock. See what they did? See my door lock? They rip everything off, steal everything they want. I put this up. I built all this. It was going to be painted. All this is going to be painted. Everything painted, but I couldn't do it because I'm injured. These are not inexpensive vacuum cleaners. I put this here because it had a gate here. I put this here because the gate would be open and closed. I built this. It's getting a little flimsy because I was going to put a rod coming up through here to support the back so it won't move. It won't be flimsy on it, but it's still sturdy. I mean, it's so he was going by is that him a stalker. So they would stalk and make sure they could come and sneak and put mail into the mailbox and then drive off, which is highly illegal. This is supposed to be in my bathroom. This goes behind the bathroom door. You know, a shelf and such for all your bathroom items. So I was making a lot of room, this is supposed to be for my, that tub out back that I showed is supposed to be for an outdoor heating grill. Now this is another expensive radiator. It's an older one, but it's still expensive. Now everything else is getting ruined. Ruined. My door, ruined. These are supposed to be inside to the closet, which I could no longer, they were supposed to get painted. Now they're going to be ruined. Everything's going to be ruined. So I was in the middle of doing this work when this stuff had happened. The stuff during moratorium was illegal, double on top of what the heck is legal, violated. They already did. So not only do they violate the laws, see, this is the seal type stuff I was saying for that work, right? That's what I do, electrical. So I could have done all that, but I would have done it better. Yeah, I wouldn't run it on the outside. Why would I? Why would I when it's all open? And you could just go right under and do it. See what I mean? This would go into here. You would not see any of this at all. None of it. My work, you would not see any of it. So you just have the box sticking out. Just like that flat plate. Here, I'll show you how it would look. Just like this. So it would look like this, but I have two of these weather covers. So, I'll tell you, look, in the wall. I'm the one that put, oh, yeah, did I put that in there? Cable guy. I think the cable guy put that one there. So we paid for all that. So my job would be, you wouldn't see all this. No. Especially when they cut in the back of my trailer like they did. What is this? I mean, what the heck? Look at this. Well, he's just been using my wood cutting with my property. You know what I mean? I just can't believe it. Oh, I'm going to need this. So I come over to film this mess here. This is all mine, everything. I built this, and now it's off center. Look, looks crooked. This guy's just ruining all my property, everything. No respect for anything of anyone. See, everything's like organized, you know. Organized brushes and cloth and cleaning. Notice all the cat stuff. Poor little cat could never get back over here and see his little kitty friend again. And it almost died out there. All the painting, such I purchased. You know, I did a lot of work in here. My brother even came here and did work. He had to come all the way from Washington to help do work. So this shed is mine. If it's clear, that window is mine. This is a second shed. This used to be over a washer and dryer here. That's why this is up. This is supposed to be, I was going to clean all this up. Look at that. So they just leave it on a bench. And it used to be a piece of wood coming across. And it was held up by wood. Ready to snap and plastic snap. This is the water drain here for the washer. They've just been doing whatever they want. Criminals do that. They don't care about other people's properties. They think other people's properties belong to them. Look at this. Now, mind you, they were complaining that there may have been some weeds or something out here, or when there was a piece of wood over here that was here before I even moved. The piece of wood was a flat piece of wood, a platform. It's gone now. It was back here. Somebody had taken it. Maybe they used it. Oh, this is it right here. Here it is. So this had boards underneath. That's what this is. Had the boards underneath. And it was laying back there so you can set things out there. And then this guy, this guy's new. He's new, but look at his place, how bad it is. Notice how they were only complaining about me trying to get to my property. And I'll make a case as to why that is. Why I was picked on and why this guy thinks my home is his home. Because I did not show him the title. And when he was causing trouble, I told him, if you cause any trouble here, there's going to be a lawsuit. So there goes Dish Network, my electricity, everything, gas, everything. So I was trying to fix the wood on my place. See, all this in one. See, I will fix it. They will tear it up. I'm supposed to be fixing all this. It's supposed to be painted. Yes. I've been fixing the fencing. I've been fixing this. I've been working out here or doing this. I had to move all this from up in the front because they were complaining. So I put it to here, and then it was clear out here. This stuff wasn't here. It wasn't like this. Nothing like this. Now I notice nobody's complaining when they're in charge of taking care of it. And this is going to be my gas grill here. As I said, that fencing over, I do a lot of inventions and ideas. I do a lot of custom work. So this is for my window, like I said, where the guy is allowing my place to be destroyed. So this is fencing to go over, cut it in a circle. Look at this. I mean, just look at this. Now, is this a fire hazard? Yes. Here, so there would be extra roof, just the same as you'll see in the back. And this I built for little flower pot with some little flowers on there. Now what? The last I was doing, I was working. I don't know where the other glove is. But then I have these custom buckets. Everything I have is either custom, you'll never find in the world, an artifact, a collectible, a hard-to-find item, or it's just some stuff for storage for now, for easy breakdown, manipulating, moving around, because that's what I'll do. I'll take everything from out of the shed here. Right? Okay, when I can, when I'm not into it. I take things out of the shed, like I said, that would normally go in here. So it'd be in here, probably in the center, and I'd have to move around and get things separated and organize light bulbs, and as I said, speakers or electronic components, fans, stuff for repair, for electronics, for air conditioning, for automobile, for something like this repair, anything at all, right? You would think. I can't keep my items from these thieves. It's terrible. I'm about to have a heart attack. I'm thinking about this. I'm just looking at this, and I'm in disbelief that legally somebody believed they could do such a thing when it is criminal, 100%. And this is much worse than I would even think of letting it get to. I would never allow my items to be destroyed like this. I am picky. I am picky. These are not cheap things. So this would all be cleaned. This all would be nice and clean as this would be clean. I'd clean everything. Clean. And then the house, all this would be swept off or vacuumed. cleaned. It's just, these people are just too much. I mean, I really can't take them. They're going to give me a freaking heart attack. Now, this is supposed to come off of here. This is just a piece of wood for my repairs. So that's my flooring wood. Now it's all warped and ruined, but yeah, it's not part of this. This is different. This is not part of this. This is different than that. So it's 1 item mine, 2 items mine, 3 items mine, all mine, 4 items mine, all this, mine. I touch everything that's mine. This guy believes it's his because he manipulated people. And it's going to show in the court that that's exactly what happened. This is mine. That's mine since we bought it from the company and we could take it down and throw it away. This is mine. This was mine. This is mine. That's worth hundreds right here. These cost pretty expensive. Now fixed up and sold, thousands. Yeah. It's got all attachments, everything the motor runs. Now that these are all ruined, but chain, if you go look in the store, chain is not inexpensive. This is mine. These cost about $5,000. And to hook it up, you're going to cost about $7,000. Now inside, there's a heating system that goes with it, those blower motors. So the blower motor and all that, I can do all those repairs. I've already done it. I have a repair video where I repaired, put a new motor in that, put new parts in it. Then inside the house, I did the same thing. So this is mine. Now a man thinks he can steal my everything. So if I spend years and years and years doing repairs, so now when the guy gets back, he looks at the situation, he's in disbelief. Now, here's how much money do you think is worth this place? Now, I don't go by money. I go by a stable environment, healthy and free of COVID, diseases. See this, I repaired. Just little things, salvage, may not be a big deal, but when it's clean, it's going to look all little neat things here and there. They were adding up. Now everything's ruined, destroyed, or missing altogether, stolen. So, and I bought all these things little by little. It used to be like 20 to hundreds of dollars, $500 per item, per item. I had all my little tools, everything, all electronic tools. This is mine. This is silver. Here's where I'm from. Okay, if you look up in Paradise, a fire happened there. It used to be all books. This was my office, so I can open the window. I got a piece of sunshine blocker, right? But I put all this up. This is mine. All this is mine. This was the custom lighting. You cannot find these things. They threw them away. They threw my custom glass away. They ruined all my stuff where my tools go in. My tools are missing. This is the plumber bag. So I would get my plumbing stuff. Everything plumbing is missing. But you can look in and see plumbing items. And when I buy this stuff, like the brass part versus something else, you have to pay extra money. This is for lighting. Okay, plumbing bag. Okay, so I cannot do any plumbing repairs. Just to show you how organized I would be, and I'd have to separate everything into organized piles. This I recently purchased, recently when I was, before coming here, I could not even come by here and look at anything. My heart was just racing so bad. I could not even think straight. It's bad. It's really bad when somebody's a criminal against you. And we're going to get to the court case. I'm going to quit all this for auto repairs. Brand new stuff I had to purchase and never even got to see the vehicle up and going because there's another item. We'll call it theft. Item theft or causation of loss is the same as theft because they use deception to do all this in the first place. Okay? Yes. We'll get to that in the court case. This was mine. I bought this whole place. I bought the whole house. I bought the sheds. I bought all the item, everything you're looking at, the dresser, the shelves, these I put up, things I put up. These are supposed to go out here. I'm going to turn this into a shop. Okay, well, it's going to be a shop. Okay, so, they took my thing down. There's things missing. But anyway, so I put that up. I'm the one that put that light up here. So I was going to put another one. There's going to be a shop right here. It's going to be really bright in here so I could do work. Okay, so in here there's a shop. Now I have another light I'm going to put in the back shop. The back shop has no lighting because it's not up to code. This is all up to code because the electrical ran underground and ran to the panel. So the electrical panel inside the house, which that's what it looks like in there. Dirty windows, of course. Yeah, really messed with my expensive clothing. I had I had clothing out here because I do laundry, of course. The laundry room would be here, and then I could hang clothes up for whatever to air dry, or here, or expensive clothing items would be stored in the house. Like I have suits and ties, and I have leather coats. I don't know if they stole those. Really fine items, nice shoes, very expensive shoes. These are the greatest, but I don't dress like a schlub. I have nice clothing and stuff. I'm a little slubbish now. I don't dress like a schlub. But look at this place. Nothing are they. They're not complaining about themselves, okay? So the guy says weeds and such is going to cause me to get a fine. That's all that could happen. Instead of fining me, he returned my checks. Now, I didn't know the checks were returned until later. Now, when I pull open the mailbox, this used to be in my bathroom. I bought that brand new. And I was doing bathroom remodel at the time they cut into my finances. So I did bedroom remodels, and then custom work, and then in between that I had to do other work, and then they started pestering me about this wood that I did not put out here. There was one here, which I removed, one there, which I removed. I took all the parts, here's some of them. Still, that was to my cheap Cherokee, and I put those parts out. I lost a lot of money just getting rid of items because they were pestering me over weeds. They said weeds, I'll show them in the report. Now this used to be on the side of my house. Look at that. That used to be on the side. So they cut the house right there, and then they just leave all this debris and fire hazard. Exactly what they were complaining about. So if they were complaining about a couple weeds like this or something, I clean up everything. Any weeds were clean. All items were clean. But I could not pull miracles, get out here injured, repair this, flatten out the ground, because I've already removed a lot of dirt. I've already been flattening the ground. So it's called grading. That's a lot of work. A lot of work. That's why you see mounds here. Mounds. Then I'd have to load up in a garbage can and then fill her up that dirt to make it all nice and level to lay my bricks down, right? And now look, all my music CDs. Look how much music is in here. Music. All these CDs. Like, just think of each CD being like $22, you know, 2-pack, you know, $18. Get them on sale, you know, $10, you know, each and every one. All adds up in the money. And there's a lot more than just that, trust me. Trust me. So I don't know what they're doing here, just ruining my stuff, using my stuff, cutting into my things, changing out whatever they want. Everything is illegal. They're doing what is this? I don't know, but I don't know what that is. They got going here. They're just doing whatever they want. I don't know where my hole saw is. That's my electric hole saw right there. Just gone. Gone. Everything's just debris everywhere. I would never think allowing my place to look anything like this. See, they're trying to make me look bad. That's what it is. I wonder if they'd come take a picture now and go, look, see, I told you didn't clean this place up. When I did. And the worst they could do is give me a fine. So if I'm paying $375 for the space rent, this whole space where you see the fence, this is the space. This is all they can confiscate back is space if we went the whole distance. That starting out, I need a fine for the weeds. They would have to say, well, you're fined for your weeds. And I'd say, well, I cleaned them up already. Well, we didn't go by and look. And I'd say, well, you better hurry up because I could sue you for the recovery of the damage of $35, where the fine for weeds is not going to be recovery. Now it's going to be like, you wouldn't even believe how much. It's going to be a lot more than even $35,000 just for doing this. So the back fence, this is all, the fencing is there. The dirt is there. See, other than the dirt, this concrete, the fence that goes around my property, so his property, the fence goes around my property. These are mine. I probably would leave them for the next person, but this is theirs. See, this is fixed property. This is not. This is the occupier or the homeowner puts this in. Now, the slab is for the company called the Triple K Trailer Park. That's there. So when we move our trailer in, here we're parked next to their slab, but we're on their dirt. So the dirt is theirs, not the skirting, not the siding, not the awning, not the door frame, not the wall, which that's a temporary wall to take down. That's called fixed, or fixed. This is fixed property. The concrete is fixed property. This is non-fixed, removable. See, these can be lifted up and moved. So this is all dirt. See, I'm supposed to, if they're going to complain about anything, you know, the rocks are lifted up. So I was trying to get all this. I've done a lot of work here, a lot of work, and a lot of trimming and this, that, and the other. You know what these people do? They'll come cut a beautiful tree down or hack my tree. See, they hacked my tree here. That was a really nice tree when it's filled out. This is my tree, and I did a lot of work, but I could not get through the bark here. Now I probably can because it's dry, see? But for a long time, for years, I was putting water, water trickle down. So that way it stays nice and a lot of water moisture for the tree to grow nice in the summer. It gets like 100, right? And you're supposed to move the trailer out, not, nothing belongs to this guy but the fence. This guy being Roy Jr. He can charge for me to be on the property $375. Now, if he had a manager that said, your leaves or your weeds or something, we're going to fine you, right? Which this lady's new, and I don't even know. And they always do this because they've run through so many managers, they can't keep track of them. So anyway, deal is, these people have stolen mega property that was here, okay, items, collectibles, intervened in travel, which I need to get to my medical doctor. I've been in and out of emergency room, but not been to a doctor. I've been getting worse. My injuries are worse now, and I should not even be walking around, but I am. So these are all items for the bathroom hooks and stuff. So these are my electrical items. These are not cheap. This is not cheap. This is a rocker switch. So you'll notice all electrical items together. Usually, I don't know what that's doing in here. So everything electrical would be together. Everything screws, batteries would be together. But I would have to, mind you, I'd have to put them together. You see. So everything being scattered is like a million. Like this here is scattered. So I'd have to take and start putting every little part, if I found part running through a million things, find one of those, I'd have to put it where it goes. Anything. Right? And all this stuff costs money, does it not? If you go to the store and you have to buy a box of these, it costs money. And if you look at the price, that's my table, that's my flashlight, those are my lights. So everything's supposed to be, this is, of course, you saw a bucket out back, out front, mine. This I spent money on to pull the wallpaper off inside. Oh, you're still there. Hello. Welcome to my humble home here that has been destroyed by a criminal. And that criminal is going to have to pay. We're not going to get into the details, but let's just say I own the home and he manipulated his way, his claims where he wants to get into my place. So he did his little trickery as he did before. Well, before he messed up. See, look, I work on the computer. That I don't own the house here. So he lied his way to get his court documents during moratorium when Department of CDC and others are under a mandate. So they cannot remove people paying for everything here. So after I already bought the home, made payments, I had to make payments on it. I have proof of that. Okay, so I bought the home legally, 100%, and I know the person I bought it for. I've known her since way back when, in 2000, way back, like 2007, I think, yeah, something 2007, 8. So it's 2021. That's quite a ways back. Now everything in here is mine. I'm going to have to show people, even though it's a mess. They ruined everything. This was up there. Everything was different. Everything was different. They were just tearing through. This is very expensive engine stuff. And for the truck I had, you don't just go out and find. I had to buy these brand new. That's valve grinding compound. Anybody knows what that is. And then the seal, more expensive. I bought the more expensive stuff even. These were brand new. Brand new. It even says my name on it. brand new. For the Ford. Right there. Brand new. All my paperwork, anything I did. Brand new. Oh, I know this guy. I have to keep this stuff. Is that a letter from my brother? So my brother died. He died, and these people were attacking. So he died. Another guy died, and people are just dying everywhere, right? My brother died young from a car accident. Well, these people don't care. We don't have time to cry over our family members. Americans are the way, not just Americans, but people are the way that they could just, as long as they have something, as long as everything is going good for them, they don't care about other people. They don't care about their feelings. They don't care about their properties, their lives, their health, their safety, anything. So I can tell you what this is. Do you know what this is? I do. So anyway, and my other things are gone. Drill bits and this, that, and power tools. All my power tool attachments are here. See, I had everything organized. All my everything's gone. What's this? Nothing. So they just take what they want and leave whatever they don't want. This is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And then leave junk, basically. But some things are not junk. That's like I have two bags. One's an electrical bag and one's this plumbing bag. So when I grab my blue electrical bag, like this, but bigger, it's got all the tools and everything in it that I need for electrical. And then I get my another tool bag, and it's electric. It's a hip bag. One's a carrying bag, and one fits on a belt and goes around your hip so you carry it around. And you fix all the lighting and all this stuff, right? So this is what I do. It's electrical. It's exactly. I have companies, receipts that show I do security service for hooking up the wires and cameras, all that, the data, like I said, all that Wi-Fi, data IT, such. Is today's newest, but yes, everything's pretty much still the same, just updated technology, so you have to keep up on the technology. I do that. Then I do the computers, of course, work on computers, of course. Then paperwork, here's the title right here, right there. The title I will prove. I will pull it out right now. One moment, please. This is for my lawyer. This is for because I can't store data on my phone. And right now I'm really venting, honestly. I'm complaining because I cannot believe it. I mean, my heart is just terribly racing. And bill of sales, I have the title and all. The title. So you look at the, so here's who I got it from. Okay, Michelle used to be my girlfriend once upon a time, my payee. So it shows right here, this trailer. This trailer. So I bought it from her family, her husband and her father. So a lot of the stuff was her father's as well. Well, they heard I was just some caretaker for her father. No, we were more than caretakers. Trust me, family. So this is another, this is the truck that I was working on. I own everything. See, I usually own everything, and people think my stuff belongs to them. Now, if it was on car payments, I could call up the insurance company and say, hey, or police, hey, somebody stole my vehicle, and because it's insured, there's going to be a big department called insurance companies on it. Now, when you're just on your own and you're dealing with only these people, you have to deal without the big car insurance. So we don't have the big car insurance power, is what they're saying behind it. Well, I'm going to put some power behind it because these are crimes, and anybody would agree in case their trailer was stolen from them in any way. And you can go on YouTube right now and look up stolen trailers, how people are stealing trailers in RVs. there's different ways they can do it. Well, this man came along. Here's I've got bill of sale, I've got all that for everything, right? For everything. This is the truck to the parts here. That's now they're going to owe me quite a bit of money for that truck because I have been without any vehicle now. And dealing with, oh my gosh, I could have died in a motel, hotels that are really, really dirty and smell bad, and the carpeting is bad, and I can't take it out like I do repairs here. So I have to deal with their carpeting. So then move from one place to another, to another, to another, and it's just been a problem when I could have been home. And now that I've been all around since February, in shock and trying to put together my cases, like I said, I had to buy 5 computers to finally get this one, and I have to make sure this one does not break, because this is the only thing I have to rely on. And it already fell, and you can see how it's broken right here. It was in the luggage case, and I can't carry luggage, real heavy stuff. And I've been like a moving company getting more injured. So I'm trying to get my luggage down the stairs, and all of a sudden my luggage goes tumbling down. A Samsonite luggage. They're supposed to be strong, but I'll tell you, I was like, oh no, I hope my computer's okay, because right now they've dragged me down to no money. And I wasn't even going to sell any of my antique items before. No, I had to bargain shop and wait for sales to come to Walmart or one of the paint stores, and that's how I bought these, right? Well, now it's going to it's going to come off. They're going to be all old, so there's going to be thousands of dollars worth of supplies that I purchased to try to get my place up in par after the tens of thousands of dollars of work that I already put into it. And then here they come along to destroy my place. Now go figure. When I was complaining in the first place that I couldn't even fix my truck because I was injured by the city. So I was injured by the city, and I wouldn't even get any help from that. And then they just made matters worse over the years here. So now look. Does this look like anything you would complain about? Yes. Now, if you saw it before, you would say no, because this stuff was all brand new. This was new. They left this out in the summer. This is a little, if you use it for something, it's a spinner, a spinning machine. It's over $100. This is a little piece of plastic. This is, like I said, $1,200 to $1,500 when it's finished. There's a reason why it's sitting there and covered. Now it's getting ruined though. This here, very expensive. These are like $800 or so, just in a carpet alone, right? And there's rugs, and I've got carpeting. All my other carpeting is gone. So I got white carpeting for inside the bedroom and such. Right now it's supposed to have tile and all that. I took all the carpeting out. I took the carpeting out, I took the padding out, and I was preparing it for new repairs. So I could only do one thing at a time, right? They started in on these weeds and everything. So I'm out here slave laboring with this stuff here. I had to break all this stuff apart, which was attached to here. And this was here before I even moved in, right? And purchased the place. So it was already here. So this would be my property too. Right. So it's old, it's out here, there's stuff on it. It's not bothering anyone. This guy can't even see. He doesn't even come to the back here unless he comes to look at his air conditioning, I guess, or his cable. But what's he going to come back here for? Nothing. So this is just on the property. That is his property. This is his. So if he were to move out of the park, he could take his trailer, his shed, his bricks, his thing there, and steps, but he cannot take. He could take his air conditioning. That's his. But if there's, he cannot take the fencing. He cannot take the electric box. And if it was concrete slab like what I have, he cannot take that. So I have concrete slab. He has gravel. So I have 1 yard, a patio, the paver yard. And then this is the barbecue area here. This is generally where you come and sit up inside here. And then I've got gravel, of course. And this is very, very bad right here. Looking at this mess. Very, very bad. To freeze in his house to die. When in fact he had 2 heaters I loaned him. I loaned him a wall heater. Here's one of them right here. So I loaned him 2 heaters and showed him how to turn his oven on. While I'm over here without heat. Because he had my heaters. I loaned him my heaters. He has my heaters and he's telling people I left him without heat. Then this one troublemaker, Debbie, they call Karen's, she had been kicked off of porches around here and she had come and caused trouble. I have letters about them from other tenants. Trust me, I have it all backed up. I have letters from 2017, how they did damages and current. So, and this is evidence right here. So I'm just collecting evidence, but I don't have pictures of how it used to look right now with me to show you and compare. So all this stuff, this is supposed to be, this is custom. So I'm doing custom lighting. You would wonder how I'm going to make lighting out of this. Trust me, I do. And I made nice custom lighting. I had custom lighting in there and shelves. They just ruined my shelf. They were wine rack shelves, and they ruined it. They just destroyed the inside of the kitchen and such. And it only had like chips in the counters and stuff. No big deal. I was going to put all brand new stuff in. So I was going to take a hammer to it anyway. This old house, I was going to make a hammer, this old house video. When I had the new stuff, but my truck, I could not get anywhere. And they're telling me to pay fees and fines to a court now where I was things illegally done. But we'll get into that in the same thing, a lawsuit, because this is actually part of it right here. So I notice all the brand new looking stuff is gone, but like the older stuff is here. You know what I mean? Where I was going to set up older toolboxes and stuff, which the metal ones are pretty good. These ones here, that's for like stuff like this to go in. These kind of things. That's a lot of money. So that's it. I'm just getting this on recording, but this is mine. Let's verify that. So I have to show even my family, because I have a family member that was recommending moving all my property, the trailer, off of this premise here. And I said no, because they did illegal in the first place to tell me that I would have to move. I did nothing wrong to men, except for the troublemakers were starting trouble. So that way I don't get sued. Now I'm going to sue these people. I'm going to sue the neighbor over there because he was doing weird things. I'll mention the strangeness of him. Leaders, and spent all that time helping him out. When his son was actually in charge after I helped him to take over the job that I was helping him with his heater on. His heater, I was helping him fix the indoor heater. The compressor there. Look at all this stuff. Just look at it. See how I organize everything nicely and then they just come and ruin it. See all the cords nicely put together. I put them in bags. And, this stuff costs money, and from my place here. So when I need something, I can't even get to it. They're telling me this is all my everything is mine. Everything is mine. All this stuff, just everything is mine. And all the other cords down here. This is a fan blower for the bottom of the motor in his unit, similar to this. So his bottom blower motor is similar to this, and I have one in my house too. So I have a backup motor in case mine goes out. So I can fix my own and save thousands of dollars, right? And then these are like, kind of like the motor inside. This one's higher power though, way higher power than the ones we have in our house. So the one in the house is different. So it's a blower motor, but it's completely different. Now these are hydraulics here. These are all really expensive. And there's so much one, so I could not purchase another one. So that's some unique little, that doesn't look very good, but somebody would want it. Get it for free. That would be a freebie. So that's what I was doing. Everything was getting ordered. I needed speakers. Say a radio speaker blew out, little radio, and I needed speakers. Ta-da, I've got the little speaker. Which, if I want to make a speaker box, I can also make weak ones. You can get stronger stuff. All mechanical, electrical. So I wouldn't have to go buy more stuff. Now, if I can't work anymore doing any of this electrical stuff. This is an ignition system. I can't do personal issues. I'm not going to get into, but financial extremeness of this has been major stress. I went from $375 a month in space rent, just for the space here, only, not for the house. The house is mine. For the space rent, to now like $1,200 to $1,500, or $80 a night with the $30 deposit and all that. So $80 a night added up. 80, 160, 360. That was 4 nights. 4 nights takes care of almost, I'm $15 shy of a month's rent. 4 days. 4 days. But it's a motel. It's a getaway. It's not a cottage. It's not like you're coming to Vegas or Henderson and there's a cottage here and you're gonna pay $375 a month for the space rent. See, the space rent's just the dirt. So that's why it's cheap. Now, if it was going to be a rental with space rent, then it's probably going to be what? 800 to 1,000, maybe more, because it's 2-bedroom I have here. With all the upgrades and everything I was trying to do when I get it up to par, and it looks so nice or to be around. Okay? And then these people are trying to force me away from my own mother. How disgusting of people they can be. And to top my truck. Anyway, so how is your day going? Mine is, I'm complaining. I don't want to complain. Look, never asked if I needed money to help his mother over in number 15 because her place was not pulling in a penny. It was going to be demolished. So what I did was and he did not thank me one bit. Now, he was accepting money after his parents both went away. I hear he made his mom miserable, but when they both went away, the parents did, the old management left. Then we started to see nothing but trouble here. So that I told this man, if you cause trouble, I'm going to sue you. Well, he thought this place belonged to, I don't know, he told them, the courts or somebody, that the place belongs to him. So we're going to have a reverse judgment on that because it's criminal. I don't know what he said, but I do know in 2017 they started trouble with his own mother. So the man never thanked me for helping his mother buy pants, do all the work. I did everything else. They were stressing me so bad, $100 a month. So they